thank you friends for joining me. Make sure that you read this book with Miss Palacios. If you didn't, it's in my YouTube channel and it's also in the slide right before. We are going to be talking today about the 5 W's. That means who, what, when, where, and why. We are going to talk about all of those things in reference to this book, How Do You Know It's Fall? Let's get to it. Alright, so now we're ready to talk about the 5 W's. Who, what, when, where, why. We look at the 5 W's when we read informational or non-fiction text. You know that non-fiction text means that it's based on fact. It's based on the real world. And earlier we talked about how this book is a piece of non-fiction or informational text because it talks about the real world. So the first W that I want to answer is who. Who is this book talking about? I'll give you a few seconds of think time. Who is this book about? This is a little tricky. I'm gonna flip through with you so we can think about who is this book about. Now, I see that we don't really have characters, like talking characters, just like we typically do in fiction books. This is a non-fiction book. So we are learning about something and we don't actually have our talking characters. So who is this book about? It's about the people, all of us, who experience the seasons. So it's about people experiencing fall, right? Because you see here, these friends are experiencing fall. If I flip through, I remember that Halloween section where our friends are experiencing fall. See, it's about how different people experience and celebrate fall. So I'm gonna write that in just 1 second. So I wrote right here, people in fall. Who is this book about? People in fall. Great job, let's look at our next W. So we know that this book is about people in fall. Now, what is this book about? This one's easy. What is this book about? Go ahead and tell me in 3, 2. Not bad. This book, just like you were saying, probably, I can't actually hear you because it's a video, but I appreciate you watching. This is about fall. What is it about? It's about the changes in fall. This book is about the changes in fall. That's the what in what is this book about. I'm gonna write that now. I wrote right here, my what is changes in fall. The book we just read about is about changes in fall. That's my what. Great job, let's find out our next one. I'm looking at the W, where. Where is our next W? And we are going to look together at this page. In some areas, the air gets cooler. I'm thinking about where are we in this text. In some areas, the air gets cooler in fall. There is less sunlight at this time of year. The days become shorter as the sun goes down earlier each night. So I know that we are going through lots of different places. But one thing I have in common with every single page here is that we are outside in the fall. We are outside in the fall. So I'm gonna write that now. I wrote right here that we are outside in the fall because that's what we discussed as we looked back in our book. We saw that we had lots of different places in the book, but something they all had in common was that they were outside in the fall, and we were looking at those seasonal changes. Let's find out our next W. Great job so far, everyone. Okay, you told me who, you told me what, you told me where. Now we're gonna find out when. When does fall happen? When does fall happen? Let's look back at a few pages right now.
So now I'm going to go back in the book and I'm going to flip through and scan to try to find our answer. I'm going to open it up and flip into pages, and until I see some pictures and some words that might have my answer. Remember, I'm looking for when. When does fall happen? I see here these pictures might help me. Let's read this text and see if it helps as well. You are looking for the answer. When does fall happen? I know you can find it. We'll get back together in just a second to see if you're right. When does fall happen?
Okay, are you ready? Because I found it in the book. I'm going to read it to you now. There are 4 seasons in each year. Each season lasts about 3 months. Fall is the season that comes after summer. Fall is the season that comes after summer. Another name for fall is autumn. Another name for fall is autumn. So I want to know, when does fall happen? When does fall happen? I'm gonna give you thinking time. Okay, tell me in 3, 2, 1. Let me hear you. If you said after summer, send yourself some shine. If you didn't, that's okay too. Give yourselves a pat on the back for trying, and you're gonna be growing your brain with us this whole time. Great job. I'm gonna write that down now, that fall happens after summer. That's our when. That's our when. Great job. Let's keep it up.
When we found out together that fall comes after summer, so I put after summer.
All right, you made it to your last W. Our last W is right down there. Why? Why does fall happen? That's what we're going to ask and learn about right now. Why does fall happen? I'm going to read this one more time. In some areas, the air gets cooler in fall. There is less sunlight at this time of year. The days become shorter as the sun goes down earlier each night. So we know from our previous work, we know that weather causes the seasons. We know that things like the air getting cooler means that we might be transitioning into a new season. We know that the sunlight becoming less and less means that the seasons may be changing. So the weather causes the seasons. That's our why. Sending you some shine. I'm gonna write that down now.
So I just wrote down the weather changes, seasons change, because we know that the weather causes the seasons to change, and we learned that together in our informational text. Great job, 2nd grade.
All right, 2nd grade, you did an awesome job learning about the 5 W's, who, what, when, where, and why in our informational text. We learned so much together, and you got to see how Miss Palacios answered those questions. She had her handy dandy book here. You will have it on your Google Slides, and you can go back in the text and look for things to help you with your questions. So, for example, I can look and scan through the book. I see my headings, I see my paragraphs, my chunks of text, and I see the pictures that can help me as well. You can use all of those text features to help you on our exit ticket today. For our exit ticket today, you are going to go through your text and find text evidence for the question. The question is, what animal looks for nuts in the fall? What animal looks for nuts in the fall? I can't wait to see what you say, making sure that you flip through to find your answer and that you provide text evidence. So on the next slide, you will have an exit ticket to complete, and you will tell me what animal looks for nuts in the fall. I can't wait to see your answers. Thank you so much for joining me. A round of applause for 2nd grade. Thank you for completing your weekly lesson, and because I'm feeling super duper cheery, let's do 2 claps and a dab. Ready, set, go. Hey, great job, second grade. See you soon. Bye-bye.